are beers that you have judged, or what are they?
No, this beer actually is like I showcase to my students in one of the
Okay.
classes, and they are all IPA. So like you can see, the one that from the left is Oval, and then which is like a Belgian
Okay.
Pale Ale. But like why I'm having this in like in the lineup of the hoppy beers because it looks for me is like for Oval, is like the the beer that when the in the older days how like when we don't have the refrigerators like people don't know about the yeast and like maybe the
Yes.
Brettanomyces is around everywhere and then it's just like a beer that like the hoppy beers that in the maybe 200 years ago. So we have the I
Okay.
put the of our like to showcase like how's the maybe the hoppy beers in the ancient times and then we have the English IPA the bitter and then you start to the develop of the American IPA, the hazy IPA, and then the modern West Coast IPA, and then it's the journey is even for IPA, it's not like just IPA, and then there's actually a journeys that travel from time. So because I think people know about IPA, but they just don't know the thing that's I'm actually drinking is keep evolving. So even like the modern IPA is there's a lot of evolutions based on the people preference there, and that's what I always want to share with the team. Yeah.
So, you do know the history of IPA? It's got an Indian connection.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's complicated I would say because I think for what we know and then we always talk to people it's always with because IPA in it's reference to Indian Pale Ale and then
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah,
the
pale ale.
story
Yeah.
that we always
Yeah.
use is always about the beer travel to India from because it's the is India is a British colony before and then because the beer get infected
Mm.
oxidized during travel so they add the hops in. Yeah, that's the story we always tell people. But I think that you might heard of a English beer historians called Martin Kronos. I think he had
Article.
a Martin Kronos, and then he had a series he had a blog for himself. He's he do a lot of research on the English beer history, and then he do a IPA sections chapters in the YouTube in the craft beer channels or something, and then which talks about the history, what he calls the true history of IPA. So what he said is the IPA history may be more complicated than what we understand because he just tried to find the earliest evidence of IPAs and then
Okay.
and where it's come from. And then the earliest piece is not from India, it's from Australia. That
Oh,
is the earliest piece. Yeah, yeah, I can share with you the content.
please do, please do.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
was
yeah,
it
yeah. Actually,
still called IPA then, or what was it called?
no, it's a newspaper. It's called IPA. It's called Indian Pale Ale. So actually
Okay,
there's
India
still a
Pale.
lot of yeah. So there's a lot of I think misunderstanding or there's still a lot of mystery that we might need to take out and then this from a newspaper copies really really long time ago.
Yeah.
I think 18 something years but is so I think I can share his blog to you. He's just passed away
Please do, please
last
do.
year. Yeah, so it's very interesting
Oh,
yeah he shared actually quite a lot of things right now, we might have a lot of this, the porter and stout. We might have a lot of
okay.
beer guys that saying these are tools, different beer style. But from his investigations on the history, he said actually there's no difference. like so there's a lot of
Oh,
findings.
nice.
Like yeah, I can share all these with you like afterwards. But like I think it's how I love beer. Like we have a lot of new technology, but at the same times the old history, there's a lot of things we can further like deep dive into, and then like yeah, that's like a very interesting part. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. So it's a nice way of starting the conversation with IPAs and some myths out there and
Yeah,
differences of
yeah.
opinion. At the end of the day, it's a great beer. Each one has their own narrative to a story.
Yes.
So we're going to be starting with our session. We already started, but I'd like to introduce you to all our
Thank
listeners.
you.
And firstly, Kenneth, thank you so much. You've been extremely generous, extremely forthcoming in accepting our offer to come and speak about beer education, about what you do, about being a beer
Mm,
consultant and a judge. And also, more importantly, you are the first Asian member at the British Guild of Beer Writers. So
yeah,
I want to hear a lot about that. And we'll just get straight into the conversation. And we'll focus a
sure.
lot on education because that's something that you strongly believe in. And so does the Craft Beer School. And this is Chatty from Cheers Chatty Podcast representing the Craft Beer School. I'm also the co founder of the Craft Beer School, and we teach everything that's inside and outside the bottle. So,
Cool.
the science, the craft, and the branding, the packaging, and what really gets the grain to the glass and then finally to your table. So, let's talk about beer.
Sure. Like what you want to know first, like my education background, so like how I get
Everything.
into beer.
Yeah, I'll be shooting some questions to you, but before that, I want to know. Um, I believe Hong Kong has a very unique way of saying cheers, and
Yeah.
I want you to talk about that and what does it culturally mean. Just
Mm.
a little bit of a history on it.
I think like when we talk about cheers, it's like we always hold. Sorry, I only have a glass here, so like I think it's cheers is like we just like having like a drinking the beers together with groups of friends. Like we call it like a 飲杯. 飲杯 is like what we call in Cantonese, like 飲杯. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then it's very similar to Japanese, which is 干杯. And then like it's I think it's similar words that we use, and then like so like but it actually is the same meaning. So like we just say 飲杯, and then like and then we just or like we can say uh Gon Bui, Gon Bui, which is mean like you need to just like chong your beers and then drink everything. Like so like it's like how we usually
Is
do,
it
and
called
then with
Gon Bui or Gun
Gon
Bui?
Bui, yeah,
Gon
Gon
Bui.
Bui, yeah, yeah,
Nice. Very interesting.
yeah. So
You know,
in
every
Mandarin is yeah, in Mandarin is also the same. Is Ganbai is Ganbai is like the Mandarin, yeah.
okay, nice, interesting. So I wanted to start the conversation with that.
Oh, cool.
Now I'm going to get back to some history from the history of IPA to your history in the beer industry. So, tell us a bit about your journey in the world of beer. What sparked your passion? Where did it start brewing? Where did the bubble start playing in your brain and your heart and saying that I want to start a career in beer?
I think like I start with around more than decades ago, and then like at that moment of time, I'm still like working in the I think marketing industry, but like at that time like I'm also like a social drinker. So I love to just go to pub and go to like a beer bars, but like sometimes it's tough for me and then to just get a drink. I'm not frequent beer drinkers that time, and I don't know much about beer at that time. So like I just at that time I just want to find a drinks like you can either a cocktail, you can either a wine that if I can drink anywhere because like I want at that time I want to focus to talk to people, talk to my friends. So I want to have a drink when I drink every times they are consistent, which means like I think it's because like if you go to a bar, you order a cocktail, even like just grasshopper or Manhattan, anything. It's like but like different bartenders will they have different recipe, and then so like every times you go to a different bar and then the beer is not the same. No, not the cocktail is not
It's
the
not
same.
the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I think for the wine, and then like in Hong Kong, most of the time they didn't like for the bar they didn't keep the wine quality well. Like so like there's like some not really like all flavors into the wine. So so I got into beer and then I just try to see whether beer is good for me and then like I can have a standard. If I find the right beer that I love, so for to when I go
Mm.
to every bar, I order the same beer, and then and I believe the taste will be still good, or at least the differences is not that big. And then just I go to a McDonald's, I order a hamburger, and then every McDonald's may give me a
Hamburg.
similar taste. Yeah, so that's how I get into beer. Like I just try to find the kind of beer I like. So at that time, there's a lot of Belgian beers already available in Hong Kong. So like I start with like a Chimay, Duvel, Waterford's, like those kind of beer, and then like I also have Guinness or like a lot of commercial beer, and then that's how I just get into beer. And there is like I think more than decades back, there's like a craft beer evolution start in Hong Kong. There's like a new local breweries they start to develop. There's a few local brands like Young Master Ale, Moonsun or
Mm.
Guilo and then Hong Kong Beer Co. Those brands are coming up into the market. And also there's some new distributors they start to distribute the beer from United States to Hong Kong. So that's how I get into beer. Then I think it's
So what was
I
your
think
first point? How did you, sorry.
Hmm?
No, I was just saying that you did go around tasting a lot of beers, and then you
Yeah.
realized that they were not consistent. Same beer was not consistent. And what were your learnings from it? Is it because the water was not is not consistent across, or is it something else? And after getting this insight, what was the starting point for you how to get into the industry? Did you straight away do a
Mm.
course in beer tasting or some beer
Mm.
education, or is it that you just started all by yourself?
I think I start reading books by myself, but I also start to get into there's the beer judging certification course, the BJCP course that's available in Hong Kong. So I start to take the course and then and then become a beer judge. But I think what I like about beer is keep evolving. So I just keep learnings about beer. I just from the different beer style, from the brewing process, and I just keep learning. I just have certification, the Session certification course as well. And and I just keep my journeys going. I have done the WSET, the wine spirits education course, but for in the beer section.
Okay.
So this course actually helped me to build my beer journey, and and also I start to have a few beer shops before. I have two beer shops before, and then I
Oh,
start
you did?
talking
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did yeah, and then but they're doing well before COVID, but that's because the people behavior will change after COVID, and then I just closed the shops because of the sales decline. But I learned quite a lot in different sections of beer because how's the evolutions of different beer styles, how's the consumers be a preference on different beer. I think it helped me to build the whole spectrum of beer in different angle, and then which I think is helped me to grow to the a stage today. And then these 2 years I mainly focus on beer writing. I want to I think like I'm only not only just capture beer style, but like I want to deep dive more into perhaps sensory. I think like sensory is something that is we know about because it's something that we think we know a lot. We think we know about the food that we eat because we eat every day.
Mm.
And then like
Yeah.
and then we think we know about beer, the taste of beer. But like I think there's a lot of interesting thing about the connections about the food and the beer, about our sensory system, how we perceive the food with the beer, and like there's a lot of interesting things. So like I'm more focusing on the education on this piece at the same time on beer style on on and then like I want and then like I also develop myself in beer consultations on the sensory piece as well. Yeah.
So you started with the beer. One is experimenting with a lot of beers. You
Yeah.
had two shops. Then you did a beer judging course, and then
Yeah.
how then you did touch upon and say that you started writing too. So that's where
Yeah.
my next question is. Like I said, it mentioned in your intro as well. You're the first Asian member in the British Guild of Beer Writers. So
Yeah.
how? Congratulations on that, and
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm
Yeah.
sure there are many more feathers in your cap. But how did that come about? And how difficult was it since you're the first Asian?
I don't. I think like the first is you need to start writing, and then
Yeah.
once you start writing, and then no matter it's okay whether you write right or wrong, because that's like what we have discussed previously, the history of IPA. There's no right or wrong because like it depends on how what's your lot of your end goals of like what's your target audience is like and
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
think I think I think like in some some way of working, then and then like I start knowing like a lot of different peoples like across the world that they also like do a lot of be educations and
Mm.
writing so that's how I get into the British Guild the free writers like so then that they helped me to just get into the organizations, and then I think I got a lot of resources from and support from them as well. Yeah.
Fantastic. So along
Yeah.
this your entire journey from where you started as a marketing person to now being a consultant, a judge, and a writer, um, did you have any mentors, anyone who guided you, anyone who was like hand holding you and saying, this is the kind of education that you need to get, this is the pathway that you need to follow?
Unluckily, no. But actually, I'm looking forward to have such kind of guys. I think on my a beer judging's experience, I do find
Mm.
a few mentors or some people that they are really the Hall of Fame in the industry, which I really when I'm have the judging experience together with them, and then there's uh really I learned really quite a lot from them. So I think I can't just name one people because I think there's a lot of people's in the industry that they have a lot of experience. They use
Yeah.
a lot of passions. I think is it's a industry that you 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 can earn some money, but at the same times you need to be passionate. You can't just treat it as a job. You need to be really passionate. You really like on your what you do, and
Yeah.
sometimes you feel like a struggle, and then there's a lot of obstacles. But I think the things I like beer is that I do see there's a lot of collaborations, a lot of collaboration brews across brewery. So each
Mm.
brewery, they are not treat uh, themselves as enemies, they are just friends. So I see there's a
Yeah.
lot of partnerships. I see a lot of helping hands. So I think is how we just keep the connections together. So I think I don't have a role models that I want to be someone like him, but like I do learn a lot from different people, I could say. Yeah.
I think that's extremely humble of you. And in spite of all the challenges that you got where you are, and you're going to go really far, which brings me to the section on focusing purely on beer education. Like
Sure.
you didn't have anyone. You found your way and you got where you. So how important wherever you are today, and you know where you want to be. But how
Mm,
important do you think beer education is from a global perspective for people who want to get into the industry, who want to be serious brewers or do anything in the beer industry, or just as enthusiasts? Like, for instance, I would say um, craft beer school focuses on beer education, and it is meant for enthusiasts, for lovers, for home brewers, for commercial brewing professionals, for people who also want to establish their own brewery consultancy. So and we realize that how important it is because people are very clueless. So
mm.
from your experience, where do you think beer education really stands and how important it is?
I think because beer is considered a daily drinks, and then and it is not very expensive, and then and but sometimes people might overlook like in a bar, maybe the bartenders, I don't have experience. I can just pull the file set, and then I can pour a beer. But actually, if you want to do this right and do this good, then I think beer education is very important because uh how you promote a beer, or teach someone, talk to someone about your beer, and and also about how you service people, or how you brew. I think everything is talking about the knowledge and experience. Of course, right now we have AI, and then
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
with actually the knowledge is everywhere, and then we just press a button, and then AI can just give us different ideas, different angles, different knowledge. But I think with the knowledge you have, and then I think with the B educations, I think for B education is always systematic approach for B knowledge. I think is some. I think B education is still keep evolving. I don't mean everything is right or wrong, but I think it at least it gives you a platform that where you can get the right information, or a more appropriate information. So is and also it's important for you after you studied, you can use this information systematically and in structurally to talk to different people, or you
Okay.
or use this into your work. So I think that's why I would say it's not just for a brewers, a beer education is not just for brewers, but it can
Yeah.
be for a beer lovers, everyone's who actually interested on beer. So I have one student recently. He is not working in the industry, but he wants to have a beer bar later on when he's retired, perhaps. But he's so into beer, so I think it's a good way, because there's still some people's some beer drinkers. They might think, oh, I drink a lot of beer, a lot of different beer style, no matter how expensive the beer is. But if with the beer educations, at least you can understand what kind of beer you're drinking, and why some beers are more variable. Some perhaps it looks the price is cheaper, but there's a lot of history behind. So it helps you to understand more about their history, about how they brew. I think these all are very important. Yeah.
It's important. So you have a lot of students whom you are educating. Um,
Yeah.
Tell me, are they all from Hong Kong or are they from different parts of the world? And the reason why I'm asking this, does beer education need to be standard for everyone across the globe? Like
Yeah.
also, if you see you're into sensory beer senses as well,
Mm.
each the Indian palate is very different from your palate or anywhere in
Yeah.
Europe, okay, or
Yeah.
in the US, across continents. So does anything have to be standard or anything needs to be customized, or is it a combination of both?
I think like first of all like from my students I think the majority groups is from Hong Kong or China, but there's still
Okay.
some across the world Korea, Singapore, and there's some students from the rest of the world as well. So I think on some words that we use, we might think is like a very generic, which is really globalized. However, I think we I think like on different countries, perhaps we need to be a bit more specific, or we need at least we need to understand more about the countries than just twist a little bit. For example, like a Chatty, I just ask you, when you think about citrus, what is the
Hmm.
what you think when the word citrus came into you?
Hefeweizen, a wheat
Okay,
beer
so
with, with a
okay, yeah,
little.
yeah. Okay. What about fruits? A kind of fruits?
I would,
Because
yeah, bananas.
okay,
I would, okay, I would look at bananas. I would look at oranges, orange peel.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Then guavas.
yeah, yeah.
These
I think
are fine.
I think we already share some global standard, which when talking about citrus, for example, we have the orange, we have the
Orange,
pineapples, and mangoes.
pineapples. Yeah.
But yeah, but for the orange that we have, I don't know, but I think orange we have in Hong Kong and India should be the same. But I heard from
Pretty much.
India,
Yeah.
I have heard from India, when we're talking about bananas, you have like a bunch of different
Oh,
bananas, right?
yes,
And
yes,
then
yes, yes. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and
But
again,
Hong Kong,
mangoes. Mangoes is the other one.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, like
yeah, yeah.
each region takes pride in its own produce.
Yeah, so it makes a difference, right? And then I don't know, but for Hong Kong, for us, we only have one or two kinds. So these differences may when we talking about fruits, the fruits aroma, it is just a small example. It can be a really big difference. We talk about citrus, we can talk about tropical fruits, maybe the things that came into mind will not be the one that I have in my mind. So how we just connect together if two people they're not from the same countries. So it would
Yeah.
be really interesting. Yeah. So we um I think it's not only on educations when we are on the judging tables, when we are judging with groups of people, they are not from perhaps they are from Germany, they can be from Brazil, the fruit sets, the kind of dishes they have are really diverse. So how we could just share all these idea to get and which beer is the best suitable in the we give the gold medal. Then I really treasure those kind of discussions. And then I would say
That's very
to conclude, yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
Very,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because rightly, you spoke about certain fruits. You asked me, and suppose if there are four people from different continents or regions making the same beer with the local produce. All of them use, say, oranges. Okay, you use the
Yeah.
orange from your country, I use it from mine. Someone from Germany uses from there, and someone from, say,
Yes,
as close
exactly.
even as Japan. Okay, there is a difference in the quality and the taste and the flavors of the same fruit. Now, if they make the same beer with the same fruits, but from their individual regions, how do you judge them? I mean, what are the parameters for judging? That's something I would like to know, because everyone says, "Oh, judge, judge," but on what basis do you judge? And if it is the same beer, how do you go about it?
First of all, of course, in I was I just in different commercial competitions, they have a judging guidelines. Either right now, either is the BJCP guidelines or the BA, the Brewer Association guidelines. So either they use they either use these different guidelines. So based on the guidelines, we will see a different parameters, but at the same time we see the freshness, the is there any off
Yes.
flavors, And then like
Okay.
and then we will talk about the balance. So like I think first of all we look at, is it true to the style? Then we see the off flavors, and then we talk about the balance. So like is how we usually measure. So what I believe is not like the most strong, the bolder beer will win. It's about always about the balance of taste. You mentioned that your beer like a Hefeweizen, then your is a beer with cloves and live with banana, and then
Banana.
like how they are harmonized, they are what about the carbonations? Is it like about the color, the appearance? Is there any off flavors? So we use this all as like a to judge a beer. Then we evaluate like the performance of beer. Yes, you might say like we are from different corners of the world. We have different
Yeah.
palates, but interestingly, when we are talking about the best beer, usually I think our decisions are similar. I can't say exactly the same, but
Exactly.
perhaps 70% of we agree on certain beer is a winner. It's very interesting. What I always say, if a beer is good, it will win. I think that's always come up in my mind. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes, just on a personal note, do you get a little biased, or do you,
Of course,
sometimes one could be a personal preference. You're trying different kind of beers while you're judging. For
yeah,
your palate, you might like something and say, I love this beer. But
yeah.
from a judging perspective, like you spoke about the different parameters and guidelines that you need to follow,
Mm.
on those basis, the beer that you would judge as the best one or the preferred one would be a different one. So do you sometimes have this little dilemma
Mm.
going on?
Yeah, I think it's a learning process for me as well. I'm not always right. I think people are subjective. We always have our preference. I think it's always how I think through discussions and then sharings and compromises, and then to get a final conclusions on certain types of beer. I think is important. Sometimes for for some people, they might think when I enter a beer to a competitions, it looks like by luck. But uh, yes, you can say so because the people that judging on your beer, they might
Yeah,
come from different backgrounds every time. So
yeah,
maybe on one tables they are more they might like bold beer, really strong flavors, but on the other tables, and the other year they might really like a balanced taste. Yes, I think it's but we can't just what I say is focus on the beer style. Just make sure your beer is up to the standards on the beer style. No off flavors to just make sure it's good quality. And then on the balance, I think no matter how, if you don't win a gold medal, but you're still a silver or bronze. I think there's a lot of case to decide a gold medal is challenging because when there's a groups of beer, they are all good, and then they don't have off flavors. They are really true to style. Then we need to look at the balance. We might start talking about our preference. So um is a process that sometimes we also do kind of just a discussion. Sometimes the winner is not what we pick, but it's okay. Yeah, I think
it's okay. Yeah,
because
yeah.
we yeah
As
I
long
think
as there's balance, and as you said, in aromas, in taste, in flavor,
yeah
and
uh,
it looks what it's meant to look like. I think that yes, and finally,
yeah
it
yeah
should have, it should appeal to the palate too.
yeah. I think and always the medal sometimes is related to your sales, sometimes it's not. I think it's
Yeah,
how you
that's
true to your customers based on their preference is more important than just win a medal. Yeah.
Um, Kenneth, I would like to speak now a little about India and global beer education, and I want to
Mm.
know how familiar are you with the Indian beer scene, and where do you see the beer education out here?
I think as I know, I think I can say I'm still new to the India, and then I know from different people there's a lot of different province, there's different preference for different people. I saw the Indian craft beer industry is growing really rapidly, and that there's a lot of a good quality craft beer is in the market, and then that's what I really wants to know a bit more. And then I hope to just visit Chatty U and then and India one
Yeah, I
day.
was
And
going
then
to ask you.
yeah,
This is my next
yeah,
question. When are you coming to India? And when have
yeah.
you been to India?
I haven't. I haven't. I think there's a lot of place I need to just visit, and then there's a lot of breweries I want to just visit, and then yeah.
Going to do this soon now.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that's in India. What I know is there's a lot of local ingredients. You have the wheat, you have a very good wheat, and then
Yeah.
which is I think how to make use of the good ingredients to make a good beer, and then yes, I do see a very positive growth in India. And I think, and then when we talk about education, it's something that I also see in other markets. Because when we see a market is growing, and you suddenly will need a lot of people. But do we have enough professional or experienced people in the market to support the market? And then that would become a hole we need to just to fill, because if we don't have the educations, and then and but you have the market, but and then you fill with the people with maybe less educated, or they not less experienced, then people might drink a beer that maybe a lot up to standard, or and then the market will not sustain, and then they will start dropping. So I think it's important that we have a grow market, but at the same times we have the right piece of beer educations to support. So
Yeah.
there's new educate professionals so that to support the market growth. So I think is that the educations on every
It is
angles, yeah, it's
very
important.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when it comes to education, if you had to, if someone who just into the, for instance, let's talk about me. What would be your line of advice to them? Where do they need to start, and where with whom do they need to start? Do you think it should be straightway start like writing over beer or tasting over beers, or just do a course in beer judging? Because I think beer judging comes a little later, because unless you
Yeah.
have an experience of tasting different kind of beers and knowing what are the beers, only then can you be a judge.
Yes, correct. What I think I would suggest it depends. I think it's go with your passion.
Hmm.
First of all, I think because uh it's very important that you keep do what you love. So if your passion is on the consumer service,
Hmm.
to have a bar or work in a bar, then
Okay.
perhaps doing the restaurant would
Hmm.
be better. Can you hear me? Because
Yeah, I
my
can.
earphone. Okay. So I think
Yeah.
if you are, yeah, I think if you are a more in the upper end, you want to be a bureau, then perhaps the IBD,
Mm.
the SIBO, and then the Dolmens, those professional brewing courses would be where you can develop your career. So I think, but at the same time,
Can you just give me a minute? Someone's at the door. Just give me 1 second. Huh? Someone's at the door. 1 second. Wait.
sure.
Yes, sorry. There's someone at the door,
No
so I
problem.
had to quickly go for that. Yeah.
No problem, no problem. So yeah, I think like it depends on your passions, which area you want to focus because the whole beer scene is big, and then it's I think it's one of the like largest like beverage industry in the world. I think I think like maybe it's like a little bit smaller than Coca-Cola, but like it's still very big. So I think you just I think you can think of which areas you want to focus on. You even if you are on finance, you can work in a brewery for finance, or you can like a marketing, or you want to be trainers, you want to be there's a lot of different area you can focus on. So I think just build on your passions, love to drink beer,
Yeah.
and and just keep learning because I think beer is something it keeps still evolving. There's new beer style coming into the market, new technology. And there's history as well. So just like follow your passion, and then definitely you will fail sometimes, but I think once you fall, and then you know where you fall, and then you just keep learning, just keep working on. I think you can build your success. Yeah.
You said something very interesting, and this is something that we believe in. The only profession in the beer industry is not just being a brewer. There's so many
Yeah.
things. You can be a taster, you can be a judge. Like something very nice you mentioned is you could be in the finance side of it as well. You're
Yeah.
good at numbers, you still find a place in the beer industry. Because at the end of the day, the beer needs to make money too. That's
Yeah.
very important. But and earlier we did speak a little bit about AI. Now, I where do you see AI? One is in the beer industry, and secondly, where do you see AI as a profession in the beer industry?
I think last year I know there's a competitions somewhere. I don't want to disclose where it is, but they want to implement AI into judging. But ultimately I don't feel it's something accurate, I would say, because I think beer judging is very subjective and personal. So I think they might able to learn based on our system, to pick up the flavors. But at this moment, I think it's not there yet, I would say, for using AI for beer judging. But on another perspective, I do feel AI. I use everyday AI, and then I do feel AI is a good learning tools, help you to plan, help you to do your learning process, and everything. And but I think, can I say you don't you 100% trust AI, or you should not trusting AI. I can't. I think you need to just sometimes you need to make sure of course you have your right mind to justify whether the piece of content provided by AI is correct or not. But
Okay.
I think just treat AI as a human. They will also make a mistake. So, but I do see they help a lot in terms of business. They help to do the analytical work. They provide a lot of beer history stuff, educations. But I think uh it always about how you use it. It's not about it's good or not. It's if I think it's controlled by us. And then the better we use these tools, I always think this is a very good tools to use. And then it help me a lot. And I learn a lot from them. And then but it's just it's just a tools. You need to uh like uh, uh be the final judgment and then the decision maker.
Do you use any AI-led sensory analysis tools? It may not be at the time of judging, but later on for analyzing them to get some kind of insights or new findings? Is that something that you use, or is there even a possibility of using them?
I think I would I think they are kind of support for me right now on sensory because usually we have the sensory system by um the BJCP or the WSCT. They provide systematic sensory guidelines for us to evaluate a beer. So I just
Yeah.
based on that and then and to evaluate the beer. I think I think on the commercial side, there must be a lot of machines and then help you to analyze the beer scientific way. And then that's not something new, I think. But but I do feel if on the if because the end consumer is humans and we rely on our palates to taste a beer. So I do feel no matter how the measurements the precise of measurements on the AI that given you, but we still need to test on people because we are the end consumer. So I think they can help. They really help a lot, but they can't just replace humans because
They cannot. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, 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 because we are the end users. So yeah, so that's what I think. Yeah,
Also, ultimately, there is no AI in our palates. So you
not
can't
yet.
be.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, these are all sensory experience. Our senses is what tastes the and
yeah,
perceives the beer. So you can use it for computing of a post tasting and judging analysis and putting a report together. And like you said, and I strongly believe that AI is just a tool. It's not human. It will just
yeah,
it will take you to the take the horse to the water, but ultimately you have to do the work. And whatever
yeah,
you feed AI is what it's going to give you back. So it's not a magic wand that you just turn it around and it's going to give you everything
yeah,
on a
yeah,
on a tasting tray. So I think that's something that's very one needs to be very mindful about. And also the way AI presents itself, because right now if you look at everyone, there's, oh, you can do it everything in a jiffy, do this for you, do that for you. No, but you have to put in the hard work. Only then it's going to do it. It's like
yeah.
raising a
I
child. If you know how to raise your child well, the child know how to turn out to be
yeah,
what
but yeah,
you know how to be.
yeah, agree because when we talking about because they never taste a beer, perhaps
Yeah,
we ask AI, is a whole garden taste good? They might say, okay, from different people experience, it tastes good, but it's not from their experience. So I think
so
on perceptions, on something that with opinions, I think it still rely on humans.
that's
We not we are not yet there, and then the robot can drink beer. If the robot can
true.
drink beer, maybe the sales volume will get higher and higher.
There are enough humans there to drink beer. Why do we need robots now? Robots right now? We
Yeah,
just make enough for humans and make the world a cheerful place to live in. That's the way I would look at it. And
yeah.
can it come to almost the end of a podcast, Zoom podcast? But I would like to ask you few more questions and a little on a lighter note. So you wear many hats and different hats. You're a beer writer, you're
Yeah,
a tutor, you're a judge, you are a consultant. Which of them do you enjoy the most and why?
I think I enjoy the most as be educator because I enjoy engaging with people and I love because I love beer. I want to share this passion with people. So and I love to see people when they say, "Oh, the beer that you recommend tastes good," or "Oh, you teach me something new that I never learned before." I love this scenario. I hope I could transfer this love to people, and then they can share with their groups and other groups and then I want to build this kind of influence, yeah. So I like to be educations and then I that's what and where I always want to focus on.
So when you talk about beer education, if I'm just saying it aloud, if you had to curate a course of beer education for Indians, and for the Indian beer industry. Would you be willing to do that?
Oh, of course, I think I'm really interested to do that. I think there is a lot of structural course in the world. For example, the Szechuan course, Szechuan a beer server, these certified Szechuan. I think they are really good systematic approach on but I think they still need some people to teach, and then because some people they can self learn some new knowledge, but some people they still want a teacher. So for me, and then I really love to share all this knowledge to different people, and yeah, I think and I think on the sensory part, I always love to share my experience to different people. For example, sharing the differences for different wheat beer style, was the stories about a triple, double, and quadruple. Those I would definitely love to share different stories.
Fantastic. We're going to work on this together very soon.
Yeah,
Curate, curating and designing a beer education specifically for India, and with all your learnings, your experiences, and also how to become, more importantly, how to become a beer judge. That's something I think it is a long way for everyone, because unless and until you get the basic education, you know how to get there. So that's something that I'm going to reach out to you separately on that. But before we
sure.
leave, uh, if you had to look back at your career, okay, what do you think has been the most proudest, cheerful moment or milestones that you have achieved? Or sometimes even the funniest experience? Or people have different kind of perceptions when you're in the beer industry. Like for me, they think that from morning to night, I'm only drinking beer because I'm in the
Mm.
beer industry. Have you come across anything that's funny, or something different people have told you about your journey, and what are you most proud about?
Mm, I think people like I think for most of the people, they think are really passionate on beer, and then is I think some of the people they might be beer lovers, and
Yeah.
then but they keep to be a beer lovers, and then but for me, and then I'm a beer lovers, but at the same time I keep growing myself to be a beach educator, to wear different hats. So I think this growth mindset driving different people. I hope this also drives different people growth as well. And they and then I sometimes I think, can I be the role model for some people that if you keep doing some things and then keep the passionate in beer, uh you can do something, and then you can just did something well. I was always think, oh, I want to be there. Perhaps something I would make a mistake, and then I'm not saying there's a lot of obstacles that I face, but I really want to know uh how things going, and then I really enjoy that. Yeah.
Fantastic. And one for the road. If you had to, Kenneth, if you had to just drink one beer style for the rest of your life, it could be one beer style or it could be one beer brand.
Yeah.
What would it be, and why?
It's a really tough question. It's I
Yeah,
think
because you're a beer
go.
judge. That's the reason I wanted to ask you something which you personally align with, or your palate
Okay.
asks for it.
Okay. So I think um one beer style, I try to do this kind of activity before, not because we sometimes when I drink with some other friends, and then we will say pick one beer style, we drink whole night, more than 20 different types, and see what beer style we don't feel boring, or we and then so we tried the IPAs, we tried the sour beer, we tried imperial style, So imperial style is something definitely I can't. I don't like. I like an imperial style, but you ask me to drink 20 imperial stouts a night, I can't. So
Okay.
IPA, okay, yeah, I think like perhaps like if let's say I can only drink one style of beer in my life, perhaps IPA is what I would
IPA.
pick. IPA. Sour beer, I can't. I can drink like maybe like a 10 sour, like a light. I do enjoy it, but like if you let's say if it becomes just one drink in my life, perhaps I couldn't. But like and that's like beyond IPA. I really like smoked beer, the Raj beer
Oh,
from Germany.
so nice. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. So I don't mind like it become the only drink, only beer in my life. I think I really love enjoying Sri Lanka and then like and the rest of the smoked beer.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kenneth, for
Thank you so
being
much.
on the Craft Beer School Zoom podcast. And I kind of knew that you would mention IPA because looking at all the IPAs we have in there.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm looking forward to two things from you. One is the the story on IPA that you spoke about. I want to read up
sure.
on that. And secondly, I'm looking forward to either you doing a master class or curating a course for the craft beer education. And third, and most important, I'm looking forward to you coming to India and
Sure,
me
definitely.
introduce you to the beer scene out here.
Sure, no problem.